Hey guys, this is Anthony, formerly known as JHartVHS&CDFanatic2000 on my YouTube channel here. And today I'm going to show you, explain and talking about, and I'm going to show you a quick and one homemade VHS update that I made recently, actually, since today. Well, actually I recorded it last night, actually. And I want to show you a homemade VHS update. It's actually another copy, which I remember made back a while ago, but it's an SPMO tape. And I want to tell you what VHS tape I want to show you. Before I want to show you something, I want to tell you what a VHS tape. It comes with all 4 VHS releases that were completed, which are Random House, which I'll tell you what it is. They're actually all Star Trek Video Sesame Street VHS from Star Trek videotapes from 1987 to 1991. But it was actually has all four videos on one video VHS at the time that I made recently. And by the way, it was all actually recorded off from a DVD recording, which was from a DVD Plus RW. The original recorded recently. So yeah, I'll show you what a VHS tape looked like, and I want to explain about the closing as well and what I made about this. Here it is. Yep, I just finally made this VHS tape I made, which contains all 4 videos, and which is Star Trek video. And this is a kind of a new design VHS from the look like in the late 90s through the early 2000s designs. And there's something I gotta tell you about this tape. I had about this tape, you guys. And by the way, this tape was originally recycled on this VHS plastic case design. It was actually recycled from the 2002 rare 2002 teaching VHS of Market America, the system. And there's something I gotta tell you what I added to this closing. I'm gonna tell you about it. And and I remember, well, when I did the closing, I had something new. It's similar like the VHS Brony rare VHS from One Home Video, which they said they have the copy of the white screen of death and the static roll and the strange VHS ending. Yep, but this copy has the white screen of death and the strange VHS ending. Well, when I made the homemade VHS tape, well, for some reason at the end it has a static roll. Well, actually the reasons why there is a real static roll. It has a real static roll after the widescreen death nowadays. Well, actually, I might show you for proof, but this is kind of like a random. It's kind of like a VHS update and so much more, and showing the proof and the reels. Well, that one, and I did. And that film strip, that full film strip, I recorded the whole thing with 4 videos, was actually taken from a 6.5 hour tape, which is T130 tape, which is 6 hours and 30-minute tape that I used, which I got that from the Salvation Army recently. And I did have a fixing and splicing this tape. I usually do kind of make like project VHS tapes. And I am, in case you're wondering, I am really good at making homemade VHS tapes. I'm really good at that. It's so hard to explain, usually. And by the way, that Star Trek video that I recorded recently on the VHS was recorded off of my DVD recording. The homemade DVD I made recently. And I was thinking about making the copy that has a white screen death and a static roll. Well, I just had to stop the recording after the right before the static, and I had to mark it with the marker. And I just had to block the erase head from my Panasonic VCR, so it will not show the static when I press stop. Using the paper, so blocked for. So yeah. Yep. Here's the tape with a homemade sticker label. And the printing I made recently is July 9th, 2025 and July 10th, 2025. This is actually I made today, actually. But I'm going to show you the opening. I'm going to show you what I made. And by the way, there is a real static roll after the white screen death. It's instead of just my homemade thing, instead of just a fake version, it has a real deal version of the static roll. Well, I was trying to explain the reasons why I had that. Because that was actually a copy that was recorded back in 2002. The copy was from 2002. That was recorded 2002 after the white screen death that I made recently in this year, 2025. Because that was taken from a very rare 2002 VHS of the system, which is Market in America VHS. Which those I also did that to, and I had to splice it to that T130 tape to the ending of the Market America system. Well, I just spliced it somewhere during the end of the system because I don't think I'm going to show the opening. This is how I recorded it. And it has all 4 videos. Yep. I'm going to fast forward and, well, it doesn't have closed captions anyway, so I could just put on counter only. This model number on the TV VCR combo is very rare. Model number actually. But there are TV VCR combos aren't rare though. And it is a Funai Mechanism VCR, which is from 2002. Which it got this TV VCR combo 5 years now. Yeah. And that's the only VCR that we had at her office that works. Because I am not in my house. It was actually a 100-minute full tape. I want to show what I did to close in this tape. And in case you're worried about my logos, you guys, I did put my homemade Ubi logo after the same. It's kind of close to the same. I did have my homemade Ubi logo and then a Tootsie Pop commercial, and after a Tootsie Pop commercial, and that's it, and then a black screen. And it spliced during the black screen, and then the white screen death. And then I recorded the white screen death, the black screen with the white screen death, after I spliced the tape instead of just not before that. So yeah, because I did record VHS tapes after the tape was spliced. So yeah, I remember I spliced the tape before a VHS splice part. Before the tape was recorded. So yeah. Yeah. And I'm really good at splicing tapes, in case you're wondering. I'm a VHS fixing expert. And if my VHS gets snapped, which is clear part to the black part, I usually know what to do. Because I'm really good at that, fixing that. Because I'm a VHS expert, in case you were wondering. Yeah. This is the spot where the Ernie's Little Lie part. I remember I made a copy a while ago, which is an SOP. That was probably a while ago since I made that copy. I show what I did at closing. Yep, it does have a real static roll at the end, but it was originally taken from the 2002 rare 2002 Market America VHS of the system. So yeah, that was actually taken. And sadly, there is no way you can make a real static roll. They only did that in the VHS factory, or how they make this, a VHS studio, I think. Back in a long time ago before I quit making them. Like, I don't know how they made a static roll death in the first place. For real. But when it had this is what my own closing looked like, including my homemade DVD. Yep. I'll show you what my homemade UV logo looked like. Yeah, in case you're wondering, it will be production. I just made it up. Please. And I just had to record that part. I guess it's better if I use the instead of just too much color lines. I had to use the I had to record it again. But I had to use the. But this time I had to, before I had to record do it again, I had to use the a blank a blank has record using line in but with nothing at all, which is not connected at all. So yeah, and before I did that recording, but I used a different VCR, and I did record on my Panasonic VCR. And here's a part I spliced before I recorded. Hold on, I'm just going to inject the tape and show you for proof how I did that. Yeah, I did have the stack roll at the end. Yeah, it does have a stack roll there. I know I did that when I was VHS spliced. Not only that I spliced that on a homemade VHS that I did. I also did it on my homemade VHS at Booba. Okay, so here's the part that was originally from a T130 tape, and this was that was originally from Market America tape. This is the part I spliced because it has those stack roll at the end. I couldn't be able to and Market America system was actually a 25-minute. Yep. Well, I did splice the part somewhere during the end of the Market America, but I recorded over that part. So yeah. And I'll show you the widescreen depth first, and yes, there are very rare tapes that have a widescreen depth and a stack roll at the end, instead of the mowing style that has a strange VHS ending. I'll show you how I just stopped the tape instead of a blank stack. See, as you can see, the color lines. Oh, and by the way, that was recently when I did before I record the widescreen. Recently, I had to try again, and I had to use my I had to use my Sharpie marker to put a line so I just wanted to know. I just don't want to make a terrible mistake, so I don't want to do anything wrong. I still hard to explain what I don't know what else to say, but I just had to use the use either anything that will block the erase head. If it blocked the erase head, this is what happens when it's recorded. Yeah, that's what happens. It gets to that's the part that wasn't complete. It looks a little. This is how I did that. Look, see, there's some color lines, and I just stopped it, and then here it is. This is a black screen that was been recorded, that was made from system. Now here's the static roll. Now here's the first part. Yep. Finally made that homemade VHS out of the white screen and the static roll. Well, I didn't add the static roll. It was made back when that came with the system Market America tape. That was originally a very rare Market America tape. Well, reason why I didn't want to keep that because I have plenty of copies because I already have some of those copies. I want to show you the second part. Well, that part tape is not spliced. It's not spliced at the end. It is spliced at the beginning and somewhere during the black screen, but it's not spliced during the end. And I'll show you the second part. Yep, here's the second part. Yeah, and this video is for the VHS CD Brony, by the way. And that's for everyone who's a VHS expert. Well, sadly, I don't know if I will. I don't know if sadly, I couldn't trust Carol Anderson due to my other YouTubers. I would love to like her again, but This is for VHS Media Man or VHS Bro, how I did that. The reason why I stopped recording without the blank static part, usually when I stop recording, when it's recorded over it, it just goes to the static and just goes down where the part is usually. But I just, since I just blocked the the film strip didn't touch it, since I just used the paper thing to use it. Well, I didn't want to do it like a couple seconds or a few or 3, 4, 5 seconds. I just used it like for almost 7 or 8 or almost 10 seconds. Let me see how many minutes I'm just gonna mute it. So I think almost probably 8 seconds. I think I just blocked the filter didn't touch the erase head. What I did, the erase head I just did it while I opened my Panasonic VCR, and I did it for the inside. Well, I did from using my inside of my VCR. That's how I did that. Because I think it didn't have the VHS sound stopping, similar like the Funai product or Orion mechanism VCRs. Yeah, it's kind of perfect. Yep. Yeah, it just turned black after the white screen death. It's kind of like similar like a white screen death and moaning sound. No, there is no moaning sound. There's a static roll. And yes, there is such a thing as a white screen death and a static roll at the end. I was sounding like Disney Mexican tapes and a very rare Warhol videotape from a VHS Brony. If you want to see that, what I'm talking about, I think you're going to find out with the super rare Warner Brothers. Yep. And yes, I did add a real sticker underneath. Because I probably decided, we probably know what it has at the end. I did add the fake barcode ink. And the print date I made is July 9th. I did, yes, finally made a print date. And that's actually, I just made an update label. I know I made the original label back in 2024. This is a 2025 label I made. Because I couldn't find, I don't think I have an extra one that I printed. So yeah. Yeah, very cool. Really cool, huh? So anyways, that's a very... So this is actually a VHS, homemade VHS update that I made, and some cool stuff as well, and so much more. Yeah. If all 4 videos contains Ernie's Big Mess, I Want to Go Home, Don't Cry Big Bird, and finally, Ernie's Little Lie, and other stories. So yeah, other stories besides... They have all 12 stories total, but yeah. They're all, so yeah. They usually have 3 stories on all 4 Star Trek video. VHS, usually. But I did have the white screen and a static roll at the end. I also did have another homemade VHS tape that I spliced that was taken from another copy of Market America, which I also had. I just made that was from my Booba homemade VHS, which contains US episodes of Skipping Rope and Big Windows. I also did that as well, which I made a new copy recently in 2025, but it was spliced during the black screen only. With the black screen first, that I made the 2025 copy at the end, and then later it goes to the 2002 copy. Because, by the way, Market America System VHS was actually from 2002. And that Market America System VHS just came with this metal thing. Nowadays, it was locked, but now it's been open. Including some other teaching rare tapes, except Breath Aside. Breath Aside I don't think is very rare, but I know Breath Aside has a static roll death at the end, though. And it does have the second part of the static roll death, but only just the static roll on the black screen of the static roll only, instead of just the black screen before the static roll. So yeah. Yeah, very cool, huh? And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to make I'm going to show you a video that I made that has a white screen and a static roll. So yeah. Usually, after the white screen goes to black screen, usually I probably have the white screen and moaning sound. But I just have the white screen and a strange VHS ending at the end. Even though, in fact, and besides, this is not an old design, it's a newer design VHS. Well, actually in the late 90s or early 2000s, by the way. Because it was recycled from a 2002 VHS on Market America. Well, actually, the reels were swapped from another copy instead of just where it originally was. Because it's almost a little... It was almost... So it's kind of like a little yellowed white reels. So yeah, I might go to keep this copy for right now because for some reason on Don't Cry Big Bird the balance of the volume wasn't loud enough. It wasn't too loud, but it sounds okay. It's just the balance on the audio is kind of a little low. The volume's kind of a little low. Like, it's almost a little quiet. When I was watching, it's kind of hard to... It kind of sounds like the volume's been turned down. So, yeah. And by the way, Don't Cry Big Bird I recorded from a disc originally. The hi-fi sound was off. So, yeah. There was no stereo sound on... There's no surround sound on Don't Cry Big Bird. I don't think on Ernie's Little Light, but it does have surround sound on Ernie's Big Mess and I Want to Go Home and other stories though. So yeah. And Ernie's Big Mess and I Want to Go Home was taken from my from my 1987 VHS, but they're green tape, which are both green tapes. And the other two were from the black tape from 1991, which are original tapes instead of Gold Star tapes. So yeah, and I did record off from a disc recently before I record that one and finalize the disc, and I did record off from a DVD. That was record off from a DVD actually that I made, a homemade DVD. Yeah, for some reason I made an update version of the homemade sticker label. Yep. Here's my homemade logos. Connect Channel Video and Ubi logo. But mostly, yeah. The Connect, I made it up. I think that would probably be my own production. Including Ubi logo. Ubi was based on the TV show called Ubi. That originally came out on Noggin originally. And that piece of Connect that I drew a logo, besides the words, that was based from the Connects. Instead of Connects, it's Connect instead of Connects. Yeah. Yeah, that's my own company. But the none fan-made logos were Sony Wonder and Random House. Yes, Random House did produce on the Star Trek video. And it does have all the Random House logos at the beginning on all 4 of them. So yeah. The balance of the volume on Don't Cry Big Bird for some reason wasn't that loud. It wasn't perfect spot. It's a little low. That's okay. I'm probably gonna keep it for right now. I might make a new homemade DVD copy and finalize before I do this. So yeah. There you have it. That's how I did the closing. It's hard to explain. I don't know if I'm 100% sure, but yeah. And I'm really good at making homemade VHS tapes. Well, including that are not completely full, similar like a regular VHS. I made this VHS of Thomas Friends, A Big Day for Thomas. This is not a completely full. This is a 100-minute full tape. This full video is actually 100 minutes, which is an hour 40 minutes. Yep. I do have a homemade VHS tape I want to show you, which is I'm not sure if I have any homemade I remember I made the homemade Thomas VHS, which is, oh, there it is. No, not this one. It's just a random recorded tape that has Rosie's Rules. Oh, there it is. Oh no, yeah, this is the one I made recently. I made this. I usually make those homemade VHS tapes that are in EP mode that have the widescreen depth at the end. Similar like for example, for VHS Rank and Deluxe, this actually is for Video Lover. I made this homemade VHS tape that was recorded off from a DVD, which was Thomas and Friends Sing Along and Stories. The homemade logos are Connect Channel and Ubi logo, and the real logos are Hit Entertainment, Anchor Bay, and Random House. Well, Random House never did belong to Thomas. Anchor Bay, Hit Entertainment did own this. It was taken from a 2006 DVD with an old hit. I did add my old home Hit Entertainment logo. It has a Thomas and Friends DVD trailer at the beginning. Yep, it is an extended play mode tape. I did since I made when I usually make homemade VHS tapes or in EP mode. I usually probably know what it has at the end, which has the widescreen depth at the end, and then the stack for the rest of the tape, and that's it. Yeah, and I did have the fake barcode with yellow sides on it. Usually I do color side barcodes. This barcode is not real, it's fake. I remember I made those other homemade VHS copies that are in EP mode that have the widescreen depth, and some copies have the widescreen depth that are in SP mode. And this one has a widescreen depth, but it's an SP mode tape. But I only did that because I had decided to put a fake, has a real sticker underneath. Like, I pretend this would have the widescreen depth and moaning sound, but instead of the moaning sound, it just has a static roll at the end. Because I thought I could make this because of I decided to make my own with the fan-made fake barcode ink. Yeah. So what do you think of my homemade VHS update? I did put duplicate in SP mode, Gold Star Video. And yes, there are Star Trek Video VHS tapes, which are 4 videos, which are made by Gold Star. But it's actually from 1992 reprint, and most of the tapes are in EP mode. I did put a fake sticker underneath, so like pretend this would have had the moaning sound after the widescreen depth, but instead of the moaning sound, it just has a static roll of death instead of the it has a static roll and the second part of the static roll. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a regular VHS that has a widescreen depth and a static roll depth. On an EP mode tape, there's a high-pitch widescreen depth and a strange VHS ending, which is from the N64, changed the system, and the very rare 1999 VHS. I don't know, but it's a Blockbuster VHS, but it's a white rare sticker label, I'm guessing. It has a rare closing with a widescreen depth and a strange VHS ending that the VHS Brony has. I know he did that, showing that closing back in 2016. So yeah, this is actually for the VHS Brony, VHS Media Man, I guess, and the Video Lover. Yep. There you have it. Speaking of a VHS Brony made a video on a VHS splicing that has a moaning sound at the end. So yeah, with a splicing part. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.